Well, that was a season to forget. I know. We finished second, but for me, it was a season to forget. Let's get in the season review and let's see if we can get on with signing some quality to take us that one step further this season. Hey guys, welcome to Pennies to Pounds, Season 6, Part 1. Let's hope Season 6 is a season to remember, not like the previous season where, yeah, some strange things happened, but we'll discuss that now. So let's talk about the season that just went. So we only made 2 first-team signings that made their debut in the first team. My attempt to keep some team harmony didn't appear to have a huge amount of difference by not making a huge amount of signings. Jack Rafferty comes in and we didn't sign many new players, but we strengthened it right back. A bit disappointed with Rafferty overall, only a 6.61 over the 5 games. And Linville Stevens come off the bench for a few games, but he came through the youth, so not really much to talk about there. That's the less we say about finishing that 12 points behind Shortwood, the better. We had our chances. Anyone that's followed this knows that we've had our chances. We had some terrible matches. Look, we beat Shortwood once. We lost it against other teams. At the end of the day, we've only got ourselves to blame. Moments to remember here, the 7-1 against Abingdon, that was a fantastic game. The 4-goal game for Ryan Harnwell, coming scoring, Gethin Harden. That was one of his trademark free kicks from memory. And the goal of the season comes from... Who was that? It's the Wood goal. Yes, I remember that one. He scored that one from some distance away. So that was a particularly good goal. Finances, not much to talk about here. I think we're actually doing better financially. I think we're actually doing better financially than last season as far as total club debt. But as you saw last season, the owner is trying to sell the club. There was a news article that went round towards the end of the last season saying that he's actively looking to sell the club and that there was a local businessman looking to buy. Wasn't really after a local businessman. I was looking for a sugar daddy and or mama and or a sugar them, if we're going to use all the modern parlance. So this is how we lined up essentially. Wood and Harnwell good up front as usual. Hancock and Rigby. So Rigby did win out over Dominic Cummings on the right there eventually. So hopefully Cummings comes into his own. Pardon the pun. Actually, don't pardon the pun. That's what this whole save's about, isn't it? Next season, Berries and Ryan Horn. Ryan Horn flatters his figures there after the season was dead. He started to play well, which sort of goes along with that struggles with big matches thing. Dong pushing Bishop out in the centre of the park there, and Diamond actually doing really well. Johnson and Rafferty on the flanks. Really need to look at replacing Rafferty. And I think, if I'm fair, I really need to look at upgrading Johnson as well. Depending on how transfers go, we'll talk about that later in the episode. But if we're going to change style, we're going to play 5 at the back maybe to be a bit more defensively sure. We're going to need a couple of good wing backs. Flans player of the season, Ryan Harnwell. No big surprise there. Young player of the season, Dave Wood. Signing of the season, Jack Rafferty. Again, no surprise there. Goal of the season, Dave Wood. We already knew about that. Ryan Harnwell with 38 goals is the top goal scorer. Twig and Berries, 23 assists. Not bad from young Twig and Berries. He has improved in some areas, but he's dramatically got worse in a couple of other areas. It's a worry. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the kid. And he does have 4 pace, and I think chasing those 50-50 balls sometimes, we've lost out there. Ryan Harnwell with 9 Player of the Match awards and also the highest average rating. And Twig and Berries completed 36 passes in a single game. So he's done what I've asked of him, Twig and Berries, let's just say. Ryan Harnwell has broken the goal for most goals in a league match. I think that was equalled by Wood later in the year, but Harnwell got it first, so he holds the record. As we saw in the last episode, Jake Gretorix knocks off Sam Scrivens for most league appearances for the club at 195. And Ryan Harnwell, most league goals by a player, 105. Well and truly ahead of Nick Guest for that record now. So that's the season review. Where are we? Here's the best 11. So here's the overall best 11 for the entirety of the save so far. So a couple of new introductions here. Callum Bishop, Orion Horton, and Gethin Harden all making their way into the all-time lineup here. So it's Greatorex in goal. Back four is Johnson, F. Steele, Dickie Diamond, and Lewis Alderson. Like, we haven't had a decent right back since we lost Alderson. Berries and Jason Priest still surprisingly in the centre of the park there, knocking Swinburne out of the starting lineup there. Rigby and Law still on the flanks, so neither of our wingers or our attempts to play out the wingers there have knocked those boys out. Harnwell and Wood up front, no surprise there. Nick Guest drops to the bench. Substitutes Gethin Harden, Callum Bishop, Kane Swinburne, Ryan Horn, Nick Guest, Sam Scrivens, who has left the club, and Samuel Hardy. We are going to go and look for some new players now, and we'll come back to you before the first game of the next season, and we'll update you as to who we've signed for the club. Rightio, folks, we're back here. We're coming into the first game of the season here, so we're just going to have a quick summary of the transfer activity. There wasn't a lot, to be fair. We signed this guy, Jordan Nuttall. He come from Long Levens. Got him for free, obviously. He's a centre-back or striker, believe it or not. Importantly, he's got 10 pace, which is on the decline, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. He is 30 years old, so I am going to have to give him some quickness training to make sure that keeps up. Good acceleration, good agility. He is pretty good in the air. He's a big lad, so hopefully that might sort some of the problems out. He's got good decision-making. His positioning, marking, and tackling leaves somewhat to be desired, however. So we will see how he goes, and we'll monitor that. So hopefully he might help with some of the dramas we've had, let's say, covering that ball over the top that catches us out or through the tween. Between the two central defenders there, that's caused us so many problems over the last 2 seasons. I think I'm going to go and try and get F. Steele back. He was quick as much as he is a one-trick pony, and he's like ones everywhere except heading, tackling, and pace. We were more solid at the back when we had him. So Dickie Diamond, Callum Bishop have stepped aside for him. He'll probably partner Dong in the centre for the start. And look who we've got for the first game, boys and girls. We've got Fairford off the bat. So we're going straight in against our rivals here. So team selection-wise, go with Greatorex in goal, Johnson, Nuttall, Dong, and Priest gets the nod just at right back in front of Jack Rafferty. Horn and Twig and Berries in the centre of the park. Hancock and Cummings were the form guys on the wings at the start of the year. We do have... where is he? Just give me a second here. I've missed someone out.
A few moments later...
That's it. We do have Jimmy Russell. I'll give you a quick look at Jimmy Russell. He was the youth winger I was telling you about. 13 pace, 12 agility, plays on the left wing there and can play as a regular winger or an advanced midfield winger. Good pace. Wish his crossing was a bit better. We are working on that. So he's a good option on the left there. But today we're going to go with Hancock. But I will bring Dickinson out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to bring Dickinson out for him. Just so I've got a bit of flexibility on that side to play full wide and sit Johnson back. But we will be persisting with the overlap down the left. Hopefully Horn and Nuttall will cover that a little better this season than last season. And Harnwell and Wood up front. Just so you know, Graham Johncock was Linval Stevens. I renamed him Graham Johncock in honour of one of my favourite AFL footballers, Graham Stiffy Johncock, who used to play for the Adelaide Crows here. And we'll go into the match here against Fairford with that lineup. So not a lot's changed. I make these promises every summer, don't I, guys? That I'm going to go out and raid that transfer market. I did get, to be fair, I got probably 10 guys in on loan during the off season. Not on loan, on trial. None of them really touched my button, shall we say, as far as thinking they're going to be worthwhile replacements. Right, we're going to change something up here. We've made a mistake. Straight off the bat. Twig and Berries here. Oh, he hits the post, Berries, and Harnwell scores. It's a minute's off the clock, and Ryan Harnwell has already opened his account here for Penistone Church. Come on, boys. That's an auspicious start to the season. Berries hits the post here with this one. Oh, no. Carney grabs it, and he can't quite hold on to it. Looked like it hit the post from the side angle. The Harnwell makes no mistake, and it's 1-0 to the Church. We will change this. I had it on key highlights for the pre-season matches. Oh, and Maloney nearly knocks a header in then for them. Pre-season wise, we actually beat a League 2 side, Port Vale, so we were looking good. And then we go and do stuff like that. Dong, again, seems just to be always in the right space at the right time. Horn should gather that. He does, but his first touch is absolutely thuggish. And it gives it straight back to the Fairford team. Twig and Berries does well there, and he does poorly straight afterwards to give the ball away. The left-hand side, it did give me some thought. Like I said, with playing all that traditional winger rather than the inverted winger on the left in Hancock. And surprisingly, who else gave me a huge amount of thought was Graham Johncock. Johncock scored 3 or 4 goals in the preseason, gave me a big thought to who was going to partner Wood or partner Harnwell up front. Wood got the nod in the end with a flurry of form and a flurry of goals. So let's hope this tried and tested lineup goes well as Barry's over another free kick here. And this time he does hit the crossbar. Deary me. We are looking like we're all over this Fairford side at the moment. We've already got someone injured. I don't know what Priest has done with that there. That's not great. Priest's retraining at right back has taken a bit longer than I thought it would. Perhaps his hidden adaptability is not as great as I hoped. He already played right wing, so I thought the drop back to right defender would be good. Wood's in here. And he can't beat Carney. 16 finishing. Like I said, I don't often see it other than that one goal last year that he scored from, well, what, 35 yards, viewers? It was just an absolutely sublime finish. I haven't really seen a lot of that. Cummings just puts the ball into the stands there. Rightio. Langworthy with the corner. Harnwell on the far post. Deals it easily. See, Nuttall's pace there. Looks good, doesn't it? Nutella. Perhaps only he needs renaming. Kilgari Arslan straight to the great T-Rex there. Who's injured? Right. Let's have a quick look here. How's Hancock doing? We'll give him to half-time. It's a bit early to be thinking about changes at this stage. So I think it was a pretty successful pre-season, even though we only signed the one player. There are a couple of youth options that are a bit more speedy than our regular guys to play in the centre of the park. But Twig and Berries holds on to his spot for the moment. Oh, Harnwell should be... Oh, geez, can't kick the ball down. Perhaps an extra touch would have been beneficial there for our star forward, Ryan Harnwell. Now, we've had the bulk of the highlights by some margin here. Johnson back to Greatorex. Greatorex to Priest. Dong will just knock that long. That's exactly what I've asked him to do. Burton back down to Dong. Dong finds Cummings. Now, young Dominic Cummings just shows a bit of a lack of awareness there of what's going on around him. Wood and Harnwell. And Wood, there's that 16 finishing. Like I've said before, perhaps I need to get stuck into these boys a bit more often. Carney there is credited with the own goal, but all credit to Wood for this absolute blast of a shot. He's actually got the places shots skill, not the blast, but that's, oh, yeah, that's cruel to call that a known goal. It's both cruel to the goalkeeper and cruel to Dave Wood to not be credited with that. That's just a sensational piece of play. Greatorex goes long, finds Wood again. And no foul there. Fairford defender apparently has got all ball there. Oh, Wood's through this time though. Oh, Carney with a lovely save. Oh, Wood was offside anyway. But all in all, a good first half to our first game of the season. So let's hope that continues. And as you can see, we definitely look more solid at the back. Going to go with we know you're capable of better chat. Harnwell and Horn both playing very well here. Which is good to see considering they were both in the firing line. Well, the subject of my ire more than the firing line than anything. Friars is well blocked out there. We just look more organised at the back. The other thing we're doing is we're not playing such direct football. We've got a fair number of players by this league standards who are good passing the ball. And, oh, Harnwell. That are good passing the ball. So we're trying to work the ball into the box a bit more rather than just go long and waste. We'll play the long ball counter-attack game against some of the better sides. Harnwell. Oh, Hancock. I called that wrong. Hancock with an absolute screamer from the edge of the area. Lovely stuff there from the inverted winger. Priest with the throw in, finds Cummings, and Cummings puts the ball to his opposite number here, and Hancock just turns on the ball here and absolutely hammers it. Carney just falls over. Such was the grace and beauty of the shot that he collapsed in the wake of it. Right, we're going to bring on a substitute or two here. Twickenberry's complacent there. It's a bit early in the season for complacency, boys. All right, who are we bringing in here? Probably Berry's off, to be fair. We'll give Scott Steele a run there. Would like to give John Cock a run, but Hancock's injured and struggling to run it off, so it is Jimmy Russell that comes on there. He plays as a winger. We're going to tell him to go have some fun on his debut. And Scott Steele, we're going to go with no pressure. Get out there and make a difference. Scott Steele has all the stats to be my best playmaker on the team, and just doesn't seem to produce when given the opportunity. So we're going to try and give him the opportunity a little more often. He can play either central midfield on attack or as a ball-winning midfielder. So he's very versatile there, Steele. So he goes Priest to Cummings again. We're going to recreate the last goal, are we? Priest is a bit further forward than I want him to be there, but he is taking the throw-in, to be fair. I've not set him to stay back at all times, but I have really set him to play a very defensive-minded role. He's not a good crosser of the ball, so he's got the cross less often instructions. I don't know what Gretorix thought he was doing there. In the end, he was just lucky that the ball hit the post. He seemed to be backing into the goal there. Leicester, Langworthy, Horner, and Danny Horner. The thorn in our side last season, Horner's corners, and he has scored again against us. It's noteworthy that there's no Nick Guest out there for the opposition today. What is Nick Guest doing? Is he on the bench for them? Yeah, he is. Why aren't they playing him? Probably the same reason I didn't play him. In the end of the day, the man has 3 finishing and seems to just score goals by fluke. Langworthy, edge of the area. Maloney. Gretorix is awake to this one, though. That's not the best distribution from the great T-Rex there. Nuttall comes out and tries to take that one, and I think that's where we're going to have to watch Nuttall, is that for tackling, because he's made an absolute meal of that, but we've gotten away with it. That's not the best pass. And Priest has beaten the ball there. Patterson now. Patterson into the area, cuts it back. Maloney, blocked by Dong. Quite lucky there. Priest with a free kick. Yeah. I'm liking what I'm seeing, guys. Then it is a healthy lead. We've had 53% of the possession, which is not normally our style of play. But the guy seems to have adapted to the slight change in tactic well. And I'm hoping as the season goes on, it proves to be the right thing as they become more and more familiar with it. That's a great ball from Wood to Harnwell. And Harnwell makes an absolute meal of that. 9 times out of 10, you'd back Ryan Harnwell to score that one. But at the end of the day, it is 3-1, I guess. And I can't be too harsh on him. And that is a fantastic start to the season, viewers. Fantastic start to the season. Horn, it's pissing down in Penistone again, just for something different. Oh, we're playing at Fairford's ground here. I thought we were at home. Maloney now. And that's it. Finally, a good result against Fairford. See, Steele, again, given the opportunity, only a 4.4. Horner drops down to a 6.9. Not only the 6.6. Going to have to keep an eye on that. Dong continues to be the man, the go-to man at the back there. As you saw, he broke up a couple of plays there. We only just had him for XG, but we made the most of our opportunities, I guess, and that's what makes a difference. That's a good win for us. Rightio, when are we going to come back to you? I'm going to play a few games, I think. I'm going to skip the early rounds of the Cup this year. And dare I say it, like I say every season, it's really... Let's just get out of this league. So who are we looking for? Hereford Lads Club, they're new. Cheltenham Saracens will probably be our rivals again. Who was the other team that came up? I think it was Wokingham that came up. So there are 3-2 names. Three new teams in the division. Who have we got here? We got Cheltenham Saracens here. I think we'll probably come back to you around Long Levens, Flackwell Heath sort of territory. And yeah, we'll see how we go from there. Not planning on a cup run this year. Not opposed to it, but like I said, it's never the main focus for us. So if you like that, don't forget to hit the like button down there, wherever it is. Subscribe to the channel, share the content if you like it. My name's Waylands. We'll be back to you later in the week with another episode, and I'll see you next time.